Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about something that can turn an amazing day out fishing or hunting into a total legal mess. We're breaking down California's fish and game laws, specifically why they're so incredibly strict, and more importantly, how you can make sure you stay on the right side of them.
Just picture it for a second. You're somewhere like Tahoe. It's that perfect time in the early morning. The air is so crisp, it almost crackles. The forests are just beautiful, and the lakes are like glass. It's the absolute ideal setting for a day of hunting or fishing, right? It's that escape so many of us live for.
It feels perfect. Absolutely nothing could ruin this moment. But, you know, that peaceful day can take a hard left turn really fast. A simple mistake, something you didn't even think about, can bring that whole perfect day to a screeching halt. And the consequences? They can be pretty serious. So why are the rules so tough in the first place? Well, it's not about trying to ruin your fun, I promise. The California Fish and Game Code is there for a really crucial reason. It's all about protecting our wildlife and that delicate balance in nature, making sure these amazing resources are still here for our kids and their kids. And this is a point I really need to hammer home. These aren't just some friendly guidelines or suggestions. Nope, they are the law, plain and simple. And if you ignore them, you're not just bending a rule. You're potentially turning a fun hobby into a very serious legal problem with some major fallout. Okay, let's dive into one of the most common ways people get into trouble, and honestly, it's often just a simple mistake. This is the one violation that trips up countless outdoor enthusiasts every single year. Fish and Game Code 4330 is about as direct as it gets. You cannot hunt any bird or mammal without a valid license. Period. And here's the kicker, the part that gets people. Saying you just forgot it in the truck or didn't realize it expired last week, well, that's just not going to fly. In the eyes of the law, it is 100% on you to have it and to know it's current. And the penalties for this simple mistake? They are no joke. We're not talking about a little slap on the wrist here. You could be staring down thousands of dollars in fines, you could face actual jail time, and you might even lose your hunting privileges for good. All right, now let's look at another really critical rule that catches so many people completely by surprise. And this one isn't about what you do, it's about what you have in your possession. Okay, Code 4336 is where things get really tricky because it can actually make you responsible for somebody else's mistake. It says it's illegal to possess any game that was taken unlawfully, and that applies even if you weren't the person who hunted it or caught it.
So what does that actually look like? Well, let's say your buddy offers you some fresh venison, but unbeknownst to you, he didn't have a license when he got it. If you take that meat, boom, you're now violating the code. The same thing goes for having fish that was caught out of season, or even just keeping a set of antlers from an animal that was poached.
So if you get caught, you have to understand that the authorities, we're talking game wardens and local sheriffs, they take these violations very seriously. The penalties can be huge, even if it's your very first offense. Let's talk numbers for a second, because this is where it really hits home. The financial hit can be massive. For just one single violation, you could be looking at fines that run into the thousands of dollars. Suddenly, an affordable hobby becomes a huge, unexpected expense. And it's definitely not just about the money. A misdemeanor conviction for one of these offenses can mean a sentence of up to 6 months in jail. I mean, think about that for a second. That's a huge loss of your freedom over what might have just started as a simple oversight. So, this brings up a really practical question. Let's say the worst happens. You're arrested and the judge sets bail. Now you have this immediate problem you've got to solve. How do you get out so you can start working on your defense? Well, you generally have two main paths. Option 1, you pay the full bail amount, 100% of it, right to the court. As long as you show up for your court dates, you get that money back when the case is over. Option 2 is to use a bail bondsman. You pay them a fee that you don't get back. It's usually about 10% of the total bail, and they post the full amount for you, which usually gets you released much faster. Okay, so we've talked about all the scary stuff. How do you avoid all these headaches in the first place? It's actually pretty simple. A few basic precautions can make all the difference. Honestly, being prepared and informed is your absolute best defense. So here it is, 4 key things to remember. Number 1, always, and I mean always, carry your physical license with you. A picture on your phone might not cut it. Number 2, know the rules. These regulations change every year, so double-check the season dates and the limits before you even leave the house. 3, Be careful about accepting game from anyone unless you are 100% positive it was taken legally. And number 4, and this is the big one, remember that saying I didn't know is never an excuse.
This quote right here really sums it all up perfectly. Following these rules is just crucial. It helps preserve our beautiful environment for the future, sure, but it also protects you from massive fines, from potential jail time, and from losing the privilege to do what you love. And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. The next time we step out into the wild with a rod or a rifle in our hand, what are we? Are we just guests, there for a good time? Or do we have a much deeper responsibility to be its guardians? Ultimately, that choice and all the consequences that come with it is completely up to us.